On this episode of Science with Shields, we're making peanut butter glow in the dark.
We are beautiful science, compliance, baby, you and me, a cosmic alliance, defiance.
Everyone, it is meteorologist Christy Shields, and this is a really cool episode of Science with Shields today because peanut butter has a chemical compound in it called phenols, and what that is makes peanut butter glow in the dark if you have a UV light. So what you need for this experiment is you will need a jar of peanut butter, you will need a UV light, or even preferably a UV laser. We just have a light and it worked today for this experiment. And if you want to, you can use a piece of bread as well. So we're going to do this experiment twice. So what you want to do is you want to take your jar of peanut butter and you're going to take your UV light and you're going to hold it onto the peanut butter jar. And when you hold it onto the peanut butter jar, you're emitting those UV lights into the peanut butter where there's phenol. And this chemical compound has this really interesting thing where once you take it away, we really can't see it here, but if we were in a very dark room, if you hold this up here, that UV light, once it hits those phenols, what happens is it re-emits the light. It absorbs the UV light, re-emits that light as a green color, and it's really neat. So it's called delayed fluorescence because it takes a minute. It soaks up again that energy from the UV light. Once you move it away for a few split seconds, you'll see your light re-emitted in the color green in the peanut butter. Now, if you think that maybe this is a trick and it's just because we're using a jar of peanut butter, you can always do something really easy. Open up your peanut butter and spread yourself a piece of peanut butter on bread or anything like that. So we'll quickly just put some peanut butter on this piece of bread. And you can also put this underneath the UV light in a very dark room, and you hold that UV light really close to the piece of bread. And again, when you remove that light, here in daylight you can't see it, but in a dark room, you put that UV light over top of the peanut butter and move it away for a split second, you see that green light being re-emitted. Now, this works best with peanut butter, considered that it has already been crushed and heated compared to if you just had a typical peanut. So you're able to see those phenols because it went through that heating process. Something else that you can try as well is you can actually put the peanut butter in the freezer and then try it with the UV light, and it should allow for that green fluorescence to stick around for a little bit longer. But it's really neat, and it's an awesome thing to try out. And you can find more episodes of Science with Shields on wearecentralpa.com.